Dr. Marcia Steingraber with the Acupuncture and Wellness Center in Fort Lauderdale, and I'm with the very talented, smart, freshly worked out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ran over, showered.
Yeah. And
ready to go.
Workout today.
Enthusiastic for doing his favorite product, the Quicksilver offers, which is Cardio Elite.
Cardio Elite.
Okay, I'm going to be honest with you guys. Full disclosure. This is not the best tasting product that Quicksilver offers, but it is up there with the most effective, because where else can you, in the comfort of your own home, increase your oxygen levels? Increase nitrous oxygen. Am I saying that right?
Nitric oxide. Nitric oxide. Don't worry, I got us. He's here. I got us.
That's why he's here.
Well, thank you so much for having me again.
Of course, but listen, I'm honored.
These videos get more fun as we do them. Cardio Elite. So what is it?
And why is it elite? And what is it doing for my cardio? Give it to me.
Yeah. So
let's start at the beginning.
Yeah. So Cardio Elite is an elite cardiovascular supporting product. It's actually 3 products in one. Yeah. So
I didn't realize that.
Yeah. So anyone who's familiar with Quicksilver would know that we have a product called Performance Cardio, and that is exactly for what it is. It helps with performance. It helps with circulation in particular. So when we talk about circulation, that's blood circulating through the body. But also circulation has to do with blood circulating through the very hard to reach parts of the body, like fingertips, tips of your nose, your toes. And what we call that is micro circulation. And those little tiny things called venules and arterioles, they're very small. You have veins and arteries, and you have venules and arterioles, and those are very small. That's micro circulation. So Performance Cardio was a product that has traditional Chinese medicine herbs like danshen and hishu wu and buling, some fermented ginseng, which actually is not a stimulant, but anyways, it has these herbs that help support micro circulation as well as macro circulation.
Amazing.
So right off the bat, Cardio Elite is performance cardio. And then we have 2 other additional very powerful ingredients in there. So you have these herbs for micro macro circulation.
These weights are really loud. Are they really loud?
I don't think so.
Are they bothering you?
They'll be fine. Yeah. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Okay.
So we have these herbs for micro and macro circulation. And then on top of that, what we've done is we've put potassium nitrates and potassium nitrites. So
amazing.
What are nitrates and nitrites? First, let's talk about nitric oxide. So nitric oxide is it's a molecule. It's nitrogen and oxygen. It's literally just nitrogen and oxygen. And it's NO. It's a molecule that helps vasodilation. So if you think of your vasculature, vasodilation is the dilation. It means it's expanding of your veins and arteries. So what that does is it helps move blood to your organs, through your body, to your brain, to your toes, to your fingertips, all that. And so nitric oxide helps that. So nitrates and nitrites are the direct precursors or the ingredients that your body needs to make nitric oxide. So why do we have nitrates in nitrites, you might ask? Nitrates immediately produce nitric oxide. The second that Cardio Elite hits your mouth, and it's particularly your tongue, actually. Really funny. In your tongue, you have these little troughs and folds, and it might gross some people out, but there's bacteria in there. And what they do is they use the nitrites and they make nitric oxide. Nitric oxide is a gas, so as soon as the nitrates are turned into nitric oxide, you're absorbing it and you're getting an immediate nitric oxide boost in your body, so immediate vasodilation.
Amazing. So
we'll talk about what that means, why you want vasodilation and why you want nitric oxide. Also, nitric oxide has way more benefits than just what I'm naming. It was the molecule of the year in 1998. Yeah, funny enough. Yeah, my birth year. So, I have a strong connection to that. But it's a great molecule. And I'll let people do their research on nitric oxide itself, but just know nitric oxide is so important. And we'll talk about what is most important for clinically, but nitrites produce nitric oxide immediately. And then potassium nitrates, you actually take those in and they start to circulate in your body. We call it systemic circulation. And then they concentrate they build up in your salivary glands, and they come out as nitrites. So when they come out as nitrites in your tongue, again, those bacteria produce nitric oxide. So let's take a look at that. Immediate nitrites, nitric oxide. Systemic circulation of nitrates turn into nitrites and then slowly leak out in your saliva to turn into nitric oxide. So you're getting an immediate nitric oxide boost, and then you're getting a 24 to 36 hour sustained nitric oxide production on a single dose of Cardio Elite, 1 teaspoon, and we're not even done. So that's the nitrates and nitrites.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, no, it's great. It's great. And we'll talk about what nitric oxide is used for and why it's good. But the last thing I want to get to is the last ingredient, which is a super important ingredient.
Okay.
This is called rhamnin sulfate extract. So
Rhamnin?
Rhamnin. R-H-A-M-N-A-N. Rhamnin. It is it's a sulfate, it's a extract from Japanese seaweed.
Amazing.
Yeah, so it's been used, people are starting to discover its benefits, but what it is it's made of the same ingredients that your glycocalyx is made of. And nobody really knows what a glycocalyx is. Some out there probably do. Shout out to you guys. The glycocalyx, and I'm pointing at my arm, is a protective barrier on the inside of those arteries and veins. And so we just talked about the vasodilation. Well, inside those arteries and veins, there's it's kind of like a fur, honestly.
Yeah, like cilia.
Yeah, exactly like that. And it has some similar functions to cilia in a way that when your blood rushes past the glycocalyx, it actually produces nitric oxide. But every time we eat, the glycocalyx sheds and then has to rebuild. And if we're not eating enough of the ingredients that our body needs to make the glycocalyx, then it might not grow back completely. And if it doesn't grow back completely, you're leaving your arteries at risk of being damaged by things like high blood sugar. Such a big problem right now. Sugar in high amounts in your blood actually damages your arteries. They get like a scar tissue forming. They get stiff. The plaques build up. You get cholesterol repair molecules in there, and it just makes for a really bad environment in your arteries. What the glycocalyx does is it protects your arteries and produces nitric oxide, so that when you need to vasodilate, so your blood pressure doesn't go up, you can. And so
it regulates blood pressure.
Yeah. So let's talk about what all of that means clinically, right? Why we use it. It is there to support healthy blood pressure because of the nitric oxide production. I mean, study after study after study has shown nitric oxide production in your body, an increase or supplementation of nitric oxide, supports healthy blood pressure. Cardio Elite is designed for immediate and sustained nitric oxide production to support healthy blood pressure.
Amazing.
So right off the bat, there's that. Also, with the rhamnin sulfate extract, that seaweed that builds the glycocalyx, that protective barrier of your arteries, that is like a longevity piece to this. So you can build the glycocalyx, and over time that will produce more nitric oxide and protect your arteries from damage. I'll give you an example. My family, there's some high cholesterol that runs in my family. We don't really know why. My grandma, had a pretty serious, heart event, but she's healthy. On the surface, she's healthy, but I know that it runs in my family. So I take Cardio Elite every single day for that cardio longevity piece, so that I can protect my arteries, protect my veins, and make sure that I don't have some kind of incident down the road where I think I'm healthy, but my arteries aren't.
Right.
So, I'm taking it for protective purposes. But nitric oxide, again, so healthy blood pressure, we have the protection, increasing oxygen delivery to the brain, to your organs, to your tissues. There's a saying where there's the absence of oxygen is the presence of disease, or the presence of oxygen is the absence of disease. So if you can get oxygen to your arteries, if you can get oxygen to your organs, your brain, then you can, think that you're preventing illness in those organs.
Absolutely. Yeah, so an increase in oxygen, and which in turn would be an increase in the blood supply. So to translate that into how that would work for you, the person at home, not only are we helping feed muscles for, you guys are working hard, you're working out, you want your muscles to build, not to just to scar, but to actually flourish and get bigger and stronger. You have to give them increased oxygen and nitric acid to do that.
Yeah.
Also, for our patients who are always concerned about libido and sexual function, this is a great tool that you can use that can help increase blood flow to all of your body parts.
Yeah.
To increase oxygen to all of your body parts. In order to have a good sexual function, you need sympathetic and parasympathetic to work, because both of those nervous systems take turns in their activation of completing a healthy sexual function. I don't know how else to put it without getting gross. So this has been shown to really enable patients of all ages to increase a good, healthy function. How would this work for our not only our high blood pressure, but our pre-diabetic and diabetic audience?
So for high blood pressure, of course, it's a clear connection. Increased nitric oxide production will vasodilate. That'll take the pressure off of the arteries, and it should, lower your blood pressure.
Of course, if you have been struggling with high blood pressure for a long time and have a genetic predisposition and really are having a lot of signs and symptoms, you do want to bring your doctor in on this discussion and let them know that this is something that you want to try. We don't want you out there getting off of your blood medications or doing anything without your doctor being in on, because we can't help you from here. For people who are really compromised, always check with your doctor before you start something.
And I'd even recommend bring it to your doctor.
100%.
Bring get a sheet
or show your
doctor.
Yes.
I've actually had people in my life who've brought this to their doctor, and their doctor tells them, "I'd rather you be on this than your blood pressure medication." So then you can kind of transfer off. Now, not saying that is possible, or your doctor's going to say that, but just show them the ingredients, and they might really like it.
For patients who are having a lot of issues with the blood pressure medication, because it can be really difficult to stay on, this could be a good solution for them.
Absolutely. And you don't have to do one or the other. You can definitely try it out while you do your blood pressure medication. I mean, it's in the kind of the same avenue as maybe working out would lower your blood pressure. This might be something to add on to your current regimen and maybe help you get off the meds if that's your goal. But you mentioned diabetes too. A lot of times when we think about diabetes, we think of blood sugar, and that's correct.
Lack of circulation.
Yeah, but there's also this damage to the arteries that we're talking about, and it can actually damage those arterioles and those venules, and you can get cold fingertips and toes, and you can get poor circulation. Sometimes if it gets real bad, you have to get amputation of your
and sexual dysfunction.
And we're going to talk about sexual dysfunction.
Medications.
So, so the glycocalyx, if that's there to protect your arteries, then you ideally then wouldn't get injury to your arteries from the high blood sugar, and then you wouldn't have this cholesterol thing happening. Because cholesterol is a repair molecule, so your body wouldn't, in theory, need to send more cholesterol to your arteries. Then, in theory, you wouldn't build up plaques, and then you can maybe potentially prevent things down the road that would come from having diabetes, high blood pressure. We think of stroke, we think of that. I'm not saying Cardio-Elite is going to prevent those things, but supporting the glycocalyx, in theory, could prevent the worsening of cardiovascular and diabetes implicated events. And let's talk about sex, because everyone wants to know what Cardio-Elite, the nitric oxide piece of Cardio-Elite can absolutely enhance the sexual experience by providing blood to those organs that you need, to the penis.
Well, and also increasing blood flow, male and female genitalia.
I was just going to say.
But nitrous oxide in particular is useful in a parasympathetic function of completion.
Yeah, reaching orgasm.
So,
right?
yeah. So there are many factors, and of course, people with circulation issues and on medications are predisposed to not having a great time. And if we can help,
no, for sure.
We should.
I've heard a lot of people.
A lot of people just don't know where to turn.
Yeah, exactly. We can kind of go off script here too and talk about, and maybe I'll talk about why I like Cardio Elite.
Yeah, please.
I like Cardio Elite primarily for the effects that it has on my brain. I notice that some days I'll have brain fog. Some days, for whatever reason, when I take Cardio Elite, I feel that brain fog just kind of lift. It just lifts. I feel the oxygen going in my brain. I feel quicker. I feel sharper. I feel lighter. I feel like I'm not working as hard to get blood to my brain. And also, you just mentioned parasympathetic. Not only do I have less brain fog, but my heart rate and my blood pressure doesn't spike in stressful situations. I drive every single day on I-95. Anyone who's down here in Florida knows I-95 and the Turnpike can be pretty rough. And you have 5 lanes of traffic that's going all different speeds. That's a scenario for stress and a spike in blood pressure. Anyone who's ever almost gotten in an accident or seen someone fly by them, it spikes your blood pressure, and then you kind of get into a sympathetic state. And that can be hard to recover from in a stressful situation. I noticed that Cardio Elite keeps my blood pressure down, even in stressful situations, so I can stay calm and I don't have that increase of anxiety, really is what it is, like a physical anxiety. So that's why I like Cardio Elite, and the benefits in the gym are amazing. I find that I'm hitting my my max weights much quicker. And in the sauna, when I do cardio or sauna, I'm sweating more. And but I'm not necessarily feeling like I'm exerting more. I'm just getting more blood flow, and that can translate to higher detox, a better detox through the skin. You detox metals through the skin, so that can really help that process. Just overall, I feel light. I feel like I'm moving fluids. I'm not like retaining fluids, and Cardio Elite is I think the reason for all that.
It's like the youth elixir, like kind of almost the base.
Yeah.
And then if you're still nervous, Nelly, take your GABA.
Exactly.
If you need more energy, take your NAD+. You can always add on, but it's a good base. It's like the base of the stew. Yeah. And then, if you're still having other issues, you can always add on. Yeah. So we're going to end this video.
Can I say one more thing?
Yes, of course.
You mentioned other products. One thing about Cardio Elite that's great is it's increasing not only oxygen delivery to your organs, but nutrient delivery. So in terms of like recovery, it's like somebody in the gym, it's great pre-workout. There's no stimulants in it. It's not going to keep you up all night. You can take it at night before workout, no problem.
With your ultravitamin.
Exactly. And that's what I'm saying. The ultravitamin, when you get vitamins and you take Cardio Elite, it's increasing blood flow, and so it's increasing those really crucial vitamins and cofactors to your whole body. It's great for recovery. Increasing blood flow is great for delivering nutrients to your muscles. So not just clearing lactic acid out, but helping with the growth of your muscles, things like that.
Right, work smarter.
So whatever you're taking could be potentially benefited from,
because it's got a delivery system.
Yeah, exactly. And it is liposomal. So
you are describing this is the highway.
Yeah.
And you can put your cute little cars on there.
Exactly.
And have them go where they need to zoom off to a little bit better in the body.
You know what? Let's end on this analogy. I love that you brought up a highway. Imagine an off-ramp or an on-ramp that has 2 lanes, right? And you're trying to shove all these cars through 2 lanes. Imagine if you took those 2 lanes and you made it 3, or you made it 4. Those cars can move quicker. Everyone's happier. Everyone's getting to their places faster, and the highway's just moving more efficiently. That's what Cardio Elite could do for your arteries,
your entire body.
Yeah.
Which is amazing, because then over time, once you have come to more of a homeostasis, you don't need to take 20 pills a day. You guys, work smarter, not harder. Get things that work for you. This should be background music, not upfront noise.
Yeah.
How you start your day, the nutrients you're putting in your body, your nutraceuticals, your supplements. This should be something that you have confidence in, and that it's like background music. I take it, I feel great, I know it's going to work. It doesn't have to be this constant doing. I have patients who come in with pill boxes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, honey, your gut is destroying all those. What are you doing?
Yeah.
You're not uptaking any of this stuff, or a very small percentage of it. We are talking about a liquid way to increase oxygen and nitrous oxide in your body.
Absolutely.
Fair enough.
Love it.
Bye.
Thank you guys.
Come back again soon.